Hey, 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 it's Monday. So it is time for Queen Talk or Running for Your Life, Queen Talk with your girl Stae Hall, or Queen Talk Running for Your Life, however we want to say it. But it is Monday evening, 7 o'clock Central. And as promised, I am showing up and ready to communicate with you guys, to pour into you, to share whatever it is that I have to share that I feel may add value to someone else, to share some of the lessons that were a little hard for my hard-headed self to learn and be able to give it to somebody else. So maybe it won't be such a difficult lesson for you, because I'm a firm believer of learning from other people's mistakes. So that is what I'm here to do. I love being candid and raw and just completely authentic with you guys. I love being able to share with you that maybe it will uplift you, encourage you, and if nothing else, just let you know that whatever it is that you're going through, someone else has been through it and you are not alone. And it is wonderful to be able to have that person in your life, even if it's somebody that you don't know, even if it's somebody like me that you might only know from social media, just somebody to kind of discuss and go through the things so that we know that we are not alone. And so that is why I wrote Running for Your Life, Love Yourself First Explicitly, a weekly devotional for today's resilient woman. That is why I come on here every Monday and share the weeks in the book and challenge you to learn the lessons and to operate in these techniques in your daily life so that you can stretch yourself and grow and just be able to get to the point where you unapologetically put yourself first without feeling any type of guilt, shame, without feeling like you're a selfish person, knowing that in order to be a giver, you have to also be selfish. And I know that that kind of sounds like an oxymoron, but if you really want to be able to give of yourself and give the best of yourself, then you also have to be selfish, because the only way you can operate at your highest self and be the best possible you can be is to be selfish and take that time for self-care, take that time to invest in yourself, take that time to just love on yourself, take that time to be educated, to be whole, to just do all the things that allow you to be able to give the absolute best that you have to offer. And so that you're not giving from a place of scarcity, but you're giving from a place of abundance. And that makes it a lot easier. That's how we don't get worn out. That's how we don't get burned out, is when we're constantly giving from the overflow. And that's when people truly get the best of who we are and the best that we have to offer. And so that is my passion. That is my desire, is just to spread the news of selfishness is necessary. And so we have been going on this weekly journey through Running for Your Life, Love Yourself First Explicitly, a weekly devotional for today's resilient woman. So for those of you who already have this book in your possession, go ahead and grab it now. Hopefully you've already been through week number 5. Can y'all believe we're in the 5th week of the year already? Like, that is so crazy to me. So the first month of the year already gone. Here we are in February. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But this is a weekly devotional. And so if you do have it and you've been through week 5 and you already have some notes and everything, we can kind of compare notes and kind of, just see what I was trying to deliver versus what you got. Please feel free to leave comments, share, like. Let's just grow this Life for Tribe to be something that none of us could even imagine, because I truly believe that we are a tribe of women who have a lot to offer other women. And I definitely believe that we are stronger together. This is not about me. This is about us. And so I want us to share and be able to be there for other women and be there for each other. And so this week, week number 5, the title is No Weapon Formed Against Me Shall Prosper. One of my favorite passages of scripture, but also one of the most difficult lessons I've had to learn, or at least be able to wrap my brain around and truly absorb and believe. And when I say believe, Not that I don't believe everything that God says. Of course, I absolutely 100% do. However, there are those times where I believe what he says, and this may sound crazy to some people, or it may be hitting the nail right on the head for others. But I believe what he says, but I don't necessarily always believe that it includes me too. And I don't think I'm alone in that, but I'm definitely not ashamed to admit it. Something that I've worked through and I don't struggle with nearly as much as I used to. But I've had those times in life where I knew I believed in God. I knew I believed his word. I knew that all of his promises were true, but I still struggled with believing that it meant me too, because there were times when I felt unworthy. There were times when I just didn't feel like I deserved his love and his grace and his blessings. And so even though I'm reading and I'm learning about how he wants to give us and he wants to give us abundantly, and how no weapon formed against us will prosper, and how once we are in his hand, no man, not even ourselves, can pluck us out, I still struggle with at times, but does that include me? Because I'm not there yet, and I've made this mistake, and I'm still struggling with this, and I'm still not studying the word like I should, and I'm still not doing all the things that I know God requires of me to do. Does it include me? And so that's something I struggle with, which is what led me to the big dilemma with believing that no weapon formed against me would prosper, because the thing is, it says no weapon formed against me will prosper, but that lets you know that the weapons are going to be formed against you, right? And so I'm thinking, how am I supposed to believe that they're not going to prosper when what am I doing to deserve the victory? What am I doing that gives me the right to turn my problems, a lot of which I have created on my own? A lot of the weapons are self-inflicted. How am I then going to turn that over to God and allow it not to prosper, right? But what I had to understand is that he knew me before I was ever born into this earth. He knew every hair on my head. He knew every mistake I was going to make. And he made this promise to me in spite of. And once I got that through this head up here, I realized that's why I feel like I'm always in a struggle. That's why I feel like I'm in a constant battle. Why? Because the weapons are coming against me and I am allowing them to prosper because I'm not turning them over to him. And that's something that I had a lot of issues with. But when I realized where I was going wrong, when I realized that, yes, it included me too, when I realized that my Heavenly Father was just sitting there waiting and wanting me to turn all my problems all over to him, what a stress reliever that was. When I no longer felt guilty for turning my stuff over to God because I knew that's what he wanted me to do. When I realized that it was pleasing to God for me to keep coming to him with my mess because that's what he is there for. That's what he wants. And it is being obedient to him to turn it over to him. What a stress relief. And then not only to do it, but to sit back and watch him work it out. To know that everything he told me and I believed to be true, now I was watching it manifest in my own life. And not because God was different, not because the promise was different, just because I was different. And I finally decided to do what he had been telling me the whole time. And that was just to give it to him. No matter how much it is, no matter how many times it happens, no matter how impossible it seemed, just give it to him. And being able to lay my head down at night and sleep well, no matter what was going on, knowing that God was handling it, being able to wake up in the morning many times and the situation not even seem resolved, but me still being able to be okay and keep functioning because I knew he was working it out. When I finally started to understand his timing, when I finally started to understand that there was going to be a lesson in whatever I went through and I was always going to come out on the other end stronger, it was such a stress relief. I was then able to take full benefit of the promise that God gave me and realize and even get excited when I saw certain weapons starting to form against me, excited about the outcome because I knew from how he had done it before that every single time he works it out, and he always works it out in a much better way than I could have even imagined. And I come out stronger and better on the other side every time. So don't get me wrong. It's not like I enjoyed going through tough times. It's not like I have fun when I'm in the struggle. It's not like negativity is entertaining to me, but it's just that when you have that connection to God and you turn things over to him and you know how magnificent he is at working it out, you can't help but be excited because you know that you're going through the storm, but the sun at the end is going to be so bright and so glorious that it's worth that journey. And you know that whatever it is, the nuggets and the lessons that he has you picking up along the way, as long as you're paying attention, you know that it's going to make you a better person. You know that it's going to make you a stronger person. And what I love so much about all of it, it lets me know that I'm going to have something to share with someone else. I know that there's someone else out here who has struggled with the same thing as me. And so I get excited when I run up against a situation that seems difficult because I know I'm going to get through it because my Heavenly Father made that promise to me. And now that I'm allowing him to make good on that promise, it's exciting to me because I know then I'm going to have something to share with someone else the way I wish someone would have been able to share it with me. And so we have to remember that we are going to go through things. He never said that the weapons weren't going to come. He never said that we weren't going to have tough times. He just said that they will not prosper, which means they will not be victorious. They will not win in the end. So whatever it is, if it's a disruptive coworker, if it's a financial situation, whatever it is, when you're battling in your own mind, he is just saying, turn it over to him and he will take care of it for you. And so that's something I think a lot of people get confused about with that scripture. They don't look at it in the right tense and what is written, and they think that that means nothing is going to happen. So no, they're going to come. You're always under attack. And the closer that you get to God and the stronger you are spiritually, it seems like the attacks come more fast and more furious. But you're building that spiritual muscle and you are turning it over to God. And so they just end up being bumps in the road. No longer do you stay in that time of despair. No longer are you constantly in a state of anxiousness and dealing with anxiety and stress, because you know that it's just a part of life and you realize who you are and whose you are and who has your back. And so it just gives you this peace in knowing that you have someone on your side no matter what. And it's funny because I hear a lot of people say, and the way my chapter in the book starts is, the devil is busy. And that is not just in times like people will say when certain things are happening, the devil sure has been busy lately. No, the devil is busy all day, day. All day, day, the devil is busy. His job is to tempt us. His job is to frustrate us. His job is to catch us slipping, to catch us off our game. That is his job. He is always busy. The devil never sleeps. The devil is never off his game. The devil never not has you in his sights, because his whole thing is to devour, to kill, to keep us from doing what we're supposed to do, to keep us from believing those promises of God. That's when the devil is busy. Every negative thought we have, every time we doubt or wonder whether we are in God's good graces, every time we wonder or deal with whether or not we're worthy of God's grace, that is the devil. Every single thought that we have that is not a positive thought, that is not of God, is the devil. And so of course he's busy. Do you know how many of us there are? Every person who is in God's grasp, the devil wants. He doesn't have to work so hard for those ones who are already playing on his team. But for those of us who are trying to do everything that we can to live right, for those of us who really, really are concerned about pleasing God, for those of us who really want to be able to have all that there is from the promises of God, the devil is constantly after us. Sometimes when we don't even realize it, because a lot of things that he comes after us with, we like. And so we don't even want to give the devil credit for it because we don't want to feel guilty about wanting that or doing that or saying that because we like it, right? So sometimes, when there's somebody who's just getting on your nerves and you just feel like, I don't care, I know I'm a Christian, but I'm cussing them out. That ain't nothing but the devil. Nothing but the devil. And that's one of the weapons that has formed against you. But guess what? The reason why it won't prosper, even if you step out of character, because a lot of people say step out of character, but really that's just you just working on not doing that no more. But even when we step out of character, the weapon still has not prospered because it didn't win, because afterwards, we're going to feel bad about that. Next time we're in the situation, we're going to want to do better. We may even go and apologize to that person, whatever it is. So that means the devil hasn't won, but he does catch us slipping every once in a while. And a lot of times we don't make his job that difficult because that's what we wanted to do. Like that was more comfortable. We felt like, getting somebody told off somehow made the situation better, or we feel like the other person deserved it, or, whatever it is that we did that we know we shouldn't have done. The devil puts the temptation out there, but he doesn't make us do it. But as long as our desire is still to please God, as long as we have that conscience, that, devil on one shoulder, angel on the other shoulder, as long as the angel still has a place to sit, that means that the weapon has not prospered. And so I just want y'all to be, as you go through this next week, be very aware of the different temptations that come up against you. Be very aware of the negative thoughts that you might have against others or yourself. Just be very aware of the different tricks of the devil that you see in your life every single day, but then be aware of how you were able to get around it. Be aware of the issues you're dealing with in life and be very intentional about going to God in prayer about those issues and leaving them there, knowing that he is all the arsenal that you need, that you don't have to fight any battle on your own, that he is the one who is going to go before you and make sure that you're victorious. And just be aware of how you respond once you give it to God. And yes, I mean how you respond, not how God responds, because God is always going to respond on time and with the right answer. But be very careful how you respond. Do you give it to God and then continue to worry about it? Do you give it to God and still have feelings of doubt because you don't think that he's going to see you worthy to see you through it? Be very intentional about that, because those things that we think, those are the things that come to existence. So don't cancel out, so to speak, what the work that you've done by continuing to have negative thoughts about the situation. Leave it there, trusting and believing that God is going to work it out, but also trusting and believing that even if it doesn't work out the way you think it should work out, it's working out the way it should, because he knows better. And he can see things far beyond anything that we can see. And he already knows the outcome, and he knows what we need better than we know ourselves. And so we have to be able to trust him and be able to surrender to him that his will be done. And so I just wanted to jump on real quick and talk to y'all about that today, and just let you know the weapons are out there. You are being attacked from every side. There is an enemy out there who wants to destroy you. There is an enemy out there who wants to take you away from God. There is an enemy out there who wants you to believe that you are not worthy, that you're not good enough. But that enemy will never win as long as you're a child of God. That enemy will never win as long as you truly believe that you are who God said that you are. You are a child of the King, and you are deserving of every promise, because he already knew that we were imperfect. And so he has never expected us to be perfect. What he does is he expects us to strive every day to be better than the person we were the day before. And so I enjoyed you guys today as usual. It is so fun and exciting to be able to jump on here every Monday and discuss the different lessons in the devotional. If you do not already have your copy of Running for Your Life, it is not too late. We still have several weeks in the year to go, because as I promised, we are going to be doing this every single Monday. So you can definitely go to www.stayhall.com and pick up your copy. It will be delivered directly to you, and you can jump in with your notes, with your personal copy next week and the week after that and the week after that. You can also find it on barnesandnoble.com, walmart.com, amazon.com, wherever you can buy books. I always just direct people to my website because I believe that that's the easiest and quickest way to get it. But I have no qualms about wherever you get it. Just get it, because this is a tool. This is something that you can use in your daily life to help challenge you, to help stretch you, and just help to keep you more spiritually grounded. And so once again, I appreciate each and every one of you for being on. Please leave me some hearts, some comments, like, share, visit the website. And another thing I kind of wanted to open up today is for those of you who do already have the book and went through all 52 weeks last week, if there is a particular lesson or challenge or week that spoke to you and you would like to join me and be a guest during that week of the Queen Talk, hit me up in my inbox, send me an email, let me know, because I definitely would like to have that type of interaction. I do not need to have the stage all to myself. I definitely don't mind sharing. And it would be nice to have some up close, personal, and live dialogue with some of my L.Y.F.E tribe. And so if there is a particular week and you would like to be a guest on the show that week, you know we're going week by week, and it's going to be every Monday at 7 Central. If you have time in your calendar and you'd like to jump on and kind of dialogue with me and share with the rest of the L.Y.F.E tribe what you got from any particular week, or even if you have any questions and you would just like to talk to me live, that is absolutely fine. We can definitely make that happen. Just send me a quick inbox and we can make that happen. So again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like, share, and comment. I will be going live every single Monday on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Instagram. So mark your calendar and I will see you guys next week. Love you to bits and pieces, and be sure to love one another, but never forget to love yourself first explicitly. Good night, y'all.